There's a moment when a dog stops looking to you before making a decision, and it doesn't feel sudden or obvious when it happens. Most owners miss it completely because everything still appears normal on the surface and nothing seems out of place. Your dog still stays close to you and still responds when you call, which makes it easy to assume nothing has changed. But something subtle has already shifted in the way they move through the world and interpret what you do. Before this change happens, your dog constantly checks in with you in small ways that are easy to overlook. They pause, glance, or adjust slightly before acting, because they are using you as a reference point. These check-ins are not random or meaningless behaviors that happen by chance. They are how your dog confirms that you are still the one guiding what happens next. But when that begins to change, the first sign is almost invisible and easy to ignore. Your dog starts acting without checking in first, even in situations where they used to pause. They move ahead instead of waiting, and they react instead of observing, which feels small but matters more than it seems. To most people, this looks like confidence, but in reality, it reflects a deeper shift in reliance. It means your dog is no longer depending on you to guide their decisions in the same way. And that change quietly alters the entire structure of your relationship over time. Dogs don't stop looking for direction because they are stubborn or trying to take control. They stop when your behavior becomes less predictable and less consistent from their perspective. When your reactions feel unclear or slightly delayed, your dog adapts without making it obvious. They begin relying more on their own judgment because it feels more stable to them. This doesn't happen because your dog wants independence in a human sense. It happens because your dog is trying to create clarity where it feels uncertain. At first, the changes are small enough that they don't stand out. Your dog walks slightly ahead instead of beside you and reacts without looking back. Each of these moments feels harmless on its own, which is why they are easy to dismiss. But together, they begin forming a pattern that slowly becomes consistent. That pattern is your dog no longer referencing you before acting in situations that used to involve you. And once that pattern forms, it becomes the new way your dog navigates the environment. This is where most owners misunderstand what is actually happening. They think the dog is becoming stubborn, distracted, or less obedient over time. But the dog is not resisting guidance in the way people assume. They are simply no longer depending on that guidance to make decisions. Because once a dog learns they can rely on themselves consistently, that habit reinforces itself. Each independent decision makes the next one easier and more automatic. Over time, the check-ins fade almost completely and your dog stops looking back at you. They stop pausing before acting and stop waiting for confirmation. And that absence is the clearest signal that something has changed in the relationship. Because dogs don't remove those behaviors unless they no longer feel necessary. This is not about control, dominance, or authority in the traditional sense. It is about how your dog perceives consistency and reliability in your behavior. Your dog is constantly asking whether they need to look to you before acting. And when the answer becomes no, even quietly, the entire dynamic shifts. Not in a dramatic way that draws attention immediately, but in a quiet way that changes how your dog responds in every situation. And once your dog begins moving through the world without referencing you, rebuilding that connection becomes much harder than maintaining it from the start. Because the habit of looking to you is something that must be reinforced consistently. And when that consistency fades, your dog adapts quickly without hesitation. Which means the most important moments are not the obvious ones you notice. They are the quiet decisions your dog makes when you are not paying attention. Because those moments determine whether your dog still sees you as the one they should look to before making a choice.